Welcome to Rask's Virtual Classics. Today we will be playing Ogre Battle, the March of the Black Queen, from the Super Nintendo. I downloaded Ogre Battle as soon as I saw it available on the Virtual Console. I was a huge fan of Tactics Ogre on the PlayStation 1. I still consider it to be one of the best tactical RPGs ever made. March of the Black Queen is the first game in the Ogre Battle series, and I figured that even if it was half as good as Tactics Ogre, it would still be a great game. So let's get started. The first thing you'll do after selecting New Game is you'll meet the Wizard Warren, and he'll ask for your name. Then he'll ask you a series of other questions, kind of along the lines of, what would you do if sort of quiz. The answers you choose will determine your starting class, your alignment, which units you'll have to start the game with, as well as which tarot cards you'll be able to play at the beginning of the game. I always liked games that started off with a quiz in the character creation stage. It gives a little more personality to your character. And your questions aren't the basic good versus evil, will I rescue the baby or will I kick the cat? They're more along the lines of which qualities would make a good king, action, leadership, or conquest. After you've answered all the questions, the game begins. You might be thinking, these graphics aren't very much to look at, and I would agree with you. The Mode 7 wasn't a very good choice in my opinion. I would have much rather have seen some clean graphics that the Super Nintendo's capable of. Luckily, the battle sequences look a lot better than this. Yeah, that's what you'd expect from a Super Nintendo RPG. But what you might not expect is that you don't have actual control over the characters in battle. They're all completely automated. I don't feel I'm missing anything by having the computer control the battles for me. I usually just end up mashing the A button until the battle is over anyway. Plus you can still use your tarot cards in battle to call down the wrath of the gods on your enemies. So now you're probably thinking, what kind of an RPG is this? You don't get to control your own battles. Well, that's the thing. The game actually plays a bit more like a real-time strategy than an RPG. Now the whole idea behind this game is that you're leading an army rebelling against an evil empire. To do this, you organize your characters into up to 10 units with a maximum of 5 characters per unit. You move your units around the overhead map, liberating towns and temples. Each town you liberate will pay you a tribute, which you in turn use to pay your troops. From here the gameplay mechanics get pretty deep. If you use a good unit with a high alignment when you liberate a town, it will raise your army's reputation. But if you use an evil unit with a low alignment, the town will see it more as an occupation than a liberation, and your army's reputation will decline. Pretty much everything affects your alignment and reputation, which is very important because it will determine which of the 13 endings you'll see when you complete the game. What makes Tactics Ogre really special, though, is the complex character classes. Your army will start off with plenty of fighters and Amazons, and a few of the special classes like knights and wizards. As your characters gain levels and reach certain statistic and alignment criteria, you'll be able to branch them out and upgrade them into a variety of more powerful character classes. Some of the most powerful classes require the character to equip a certain item, as well as meeting some strict guidelines. I've also ran into an unexpected class change once. In one stage, I was fighting a werewolf, and in the fight I'd lost a fighter. In the next battle, after the sun had gone down, I noticed that my fighter had become a werewolf too. If you've never played Ogre Battle before, and you're finding that these character models are a little familiar, there's a reason for that. This was the first game directed by Yasumi Matsuno, who later went on to create such well-known games as Vandal Hearts and Final Fantasy Tactics. If you are a fan of Final Fantasy Tactics and you want to see where it all began, I would recommend Tactics Ogre March of the Black Queen, and for that, I would call it a virtual classic.